Exclusive news, Treyarch are remaking Nuketown Zombies or Alpha Omega for Black Ops 7 Zombies. This is the 5th DLC map that is going to be coming to this game. Before I continue, let me just put this warning out. Take every leak with a grain of salt. I personally don't know what's true and what isn't. This is just information from people who leak online, and this one has just been dropped by the Ghost of Hope, who has put out a load of information to do with COD Zombies over the years, and he tweeted, exclusive, multiple sources have told me that Black Ops 7 Zombies will be remaking Alpha Omega for one of the 5 round-based zombies maps in its post-launch seasons. Nuketown Zombies is being remastered as a survival map as well, to go alongside the remake. So there we have it. If these leaks turn out to be true, then it seems like one of our Zombies DLC maps is going to be Alpha Omega. We've been told the game is going to be getting 5 DLC maps, which is more than usual, and we were told that one is going to be a remaster. We weren't sure which map it was going to be because Treyarch have a huge catalogue to choose from. All of World at War's maps, Black Ops 1, BO2, BO3, as in this case, Black Ops 4. I think they could even remaster Cold War maps at this point. I would consider them old enough. We were speculating what this remastered map was going to be, and it turns out it is probably, in my opinion, and as I've seen so many other people reply to this post, one of the worst maps Treyarch could have decided to bring back. I'm not talking about Nuketown Zombies. The survival map is fine, I'm really excited to play that, but the round-based map being Alpha Omega, considering it was never a fan favourite, it is essentially an expanded version of Nuketown Zombies, and the expanded playable areas just aren't that great. It's always been considered a pretty average map, so for Treyarch to decide to bring this back as the remaster is a strange decision, but in terms of practicality, it's probably the one that made the most sense to them, especially when you consider they brought back Nuketown 2025 as a multiplayer map. I don't know how Treyarch are going to pull this off, whether it will be a 1-to-1 remaster of Alpha Omega, or what they could do, and I would prefer this, just because it would be more unique, is if they turn Nuketown 2025 into Alpha Omega and the survival map. Instead of us having the original Nuketown, which is what we've already seen, they could at least freshen it up by giving Alpha Omega the 2025 Nuketown style. I don't know how many people would be on board with that, but at least thematically and style-wise, it'd be different. But yeah, as far as the survival map goes, that's a great decision. I don't think they could go wrong. But to bring Alpha Omega back as the round-based map, look, I will say, at the end of the day, we only ever have 4 DLC Zombies maps in a COD game, so the fact that we are getting 5 is a bonus anyway. You could really classify this as a bonus map. Treyarch could easily just give us nothing at all, and we'd know no better because that would be normal. So a 5th DLC Zombies map is good. However, I just think there were so many better maps that they could have chosen to bring back, and also ones that we haven't had as remasters yet, such as Die Rise, that was never in Zombies Chronicles. Buried is another one that we haven't seen yet, which would have been cool. Black Ops 3 has a bunch of maps that I would love to see remastered at this point because that game came out in 2015. It's quite old now, over 10 years ago, and whilst the graphics are still good, it's a great looking game, it's not quite on the level of what we have now, so a remastered Shadows of Evil, Draka, Gorod Kurovi, Zetsubo no Shima even, Revelations would have been great map choices to remaster. Black Ops 4 is probably the game that had the least remasterable maps, if you get what I mean. Blood of the Dead, well, that was a remaster of Mob of the Dead, we don't need another. Classified was a remaster of 5, so we've seen that. Tagdo Toten was a remaster of Call of the Dead, and Alpha Omega was a remaster of Nuketown Zombies, although I will say with that one, it was much expanded and different, but still a remaster of a map, and not a great one according to most people. So actually, it was probably one of the worst maps they could have chosen to bring back, but it looks like that's what Treyarch are going to be doing, and I'll be honest, I'm struggling to complain about this because it's a 5th DLC map. They could easily give us nothing. I just kind of think it's a massively missed opportunity as well when there's maps such as Die Rise and Buried that we haven't seen them remaster yet. The way Treyarch have to do this, in my opinion, is just go really heavy on the story. That was one of, if not the best thing about Alpha Omega, because the map itself wasn't brilliant. I don't think it played that well. It had a lot of annoying features. The storyline was definitely the highlight, with the conclusion of Yuri Zavosky or the Pentagon Thief, Peter McCain, Avogadro, Purnell, Broken Arrow, the Elemental Shard. If it is a 1-to-1 remaster in terms of layout with no new areas, maybe they can change the style of it, then they really need to push the storyline. If the map like Ashes of the Damned and Astra Malorum takes place within the Dark Ether, then this remastered Alpha Omega might as well, which will mean we'll have a purple skybox, there may be objects floating around, the usual Dark Ether stuff, that could really change it. And if they add a really good main Easter egg and a lot of side Easter eggs, there are multiple ways that Treyarch can make this interesting. It's just that gameplay wise, I don't think it plays that well. It's never really been a fun map to play for me. Nuketown has always worked as a survival map because of how small it was, but when they expanded it and turned it into a round-based map, even though the original was, but it never felt like it to me, yeah, the community just never really latched onto it. It wasn't that good, which is why it's an odd decision to bring it back, but like I said, it was probably the most logical decision Treyarch could go with if Nuketown's already coming back as a remastered multiplayer map anyway as 2025. They thought, okay, if it's an MP map, we can simply turn it into a survival map, and then if it's a survival map, we may as well just turn it into a round-based map. Looking at the comments, I did see someone say this. Judging by the replies, I don't think people know the difference between a remake and a remaster. That's a good point, to be fair. The Ghost of Hope says it's going to be a remaster, not a remake, so that could mean it ends up looking drastically different to what Alpha Omega did, similar to how D Machine, well, he says this, it's not really, is a remake of Nakta and Toten, but it's also massively expanded. It's a totally different map, really. So even though these leakers have been told that the 5th DLC map is going to be a remaster of Alpha Omega, or remake, this tweet says, technically that doesn't mean it has to be the exact same. Tag der Toten was quite a bit different from Call of the Dead. That map was massively expanded. Blood of the Dead was quite a bit different from Mob of the Dead. That map was expanded, yet we were told for both of them, through leaks, that they were remakes or remasters of Mob and Call of the Dead, when in reality, well, they are, but they're also different enough in my opinion. So with this, it may turn out that this remake or remaster of Alpha Omega ends up being quite a bit different to the version we saw in Black Ops 4, especially with it taking place in the Dark Ether. That will make a big difference thematically anyway, but then if they expand it and change some locations, if they look at what they did wrong with Alpha Omega, the bad parts of it, and fix it, then yeah, we could end up having a good map here. Just how we were told by these same leakers that Ashes of the Damned is a remake of Transit, or at least it was inspired by it. When you play it, it's so different. Yes, it's a huge map with foggy areas and a vehicle that you can drive between, but it's nothing like Transit. So I'm hopeful, just because we are being told this doesn't mean it is a one-to-one of the map. Hopefully it just means it's inspired by Alpha Omega, but it won't feel like it. It'll be different. And if that's the case, I'm really happy about this. Us getting 5 zombies maps is something we've never had before. I do just want to throw in the fact that we only got 1 round-based zombies map in Black Ops 7 on day 1 compared to Black Ops 6 where we had 2, Liberty Falls and Terminus. In Black Ops 4 we had 4 zombies maps on day 1, in Black Ops 3 we had 2, so this 5th map would make up for us not getting 2 on day 1. But as a zombies player and someone who's been playing for a long time, I will admit 4 DLC maps has always felt a little bit lackluster because it means we end up going big periods of us not really getting anything. And whilst Treyarch have announced that there are survival maps in those downtimes, that's cool, but survival maps aren't round-based maps, and this is, so I'm really hopeful about this. I think Treyarch are smart enough. It also depends on how much time they have, right? At the end of the day, I'm sure they would have loved to have made a brand new, unique 5th DLC map, but they just don't have the time to do it, which is why we are getting this remake, but hopefully they do have enough time to make some drastic changes to it. I see a lot of people under this tweet complaining. I understand that because it's Alpha Omega, but also I would ask the question, would you rather us get nothing at all? I'd take this any day. Just give me some new Easter eggs in it and some great storyline stuff and I'm happy. But maybe for the people who don't care about the story, don't care about the Easter eggs, you just like playing zombies maps and getting to high rounds, I can get why this wouldn't be exciting to you. It all depends on how different it's going to be to the original. Well, not the original Survival Nuketown, but the original remake. It depends how different this remake is going to be to the remake. Okay, I'll just end it there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. If not Alpha Omega, which map would you have chosen for Treyarch to personally remaster? I would have gone with Darius and Draki, you know, either Darius or Shadows of Evil, because whilst they're newer, and yes, we haven't seen a remake of Buried or Die Rise yet, I would just love to see what Treyarch could do with those maps, not only with the Dark Ether setting, but on this modern engine, how clean they would look. But yeah, which map would you choose? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like rating if you've enjoyed, make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.